Welcome back to VNA Today. I'm your host, David Miranda, and who doesn't love enjoying time under the sun? Especially during the summer at the beach, the park, or right in your backyard. But as much as we like being kissed by the sun, it's important to protect our skin from those rays. And parents, don't forget that kids also need this protection.
My name is Zaira Mondragon-Maney. I'm a nurse practitioner at the VNA here in Aurora, focusing on family medicine. So first of all, if you can try to avoid being in the sun by seeking some shade, or try to avoid the sun when it's at its highest peak between 10 and 4 p.m. That would be ideal. So if you're someone that likes to work out outside, maybe do that either really early in the morning or after the sun is at its highest point. Tip number 2, cover up. So same thing, if you do have to be outside during those high peak hours, try to wear protective clothing, either like long sleeves or pants. I know that's kind of hard if you're going to be out and it's hot, but just try to cover up and protect your skin with clothing. The more like high woven materials are a little more effective in protecting you from the sun. Hats, sunglasses, the wide brimmed hats, especially if you're gardening, so you can protect your neck, things like that. Sunglasses, if you can get some that are polarized, they have a little more protection against some of those UV rays as well. Tip number 3, sunscreen. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I have like a darker skin tone, I don't burn, I don't need sunscreen, but we all need sunscreen, and actually year round we need sunscreen, not just when the sun is out. Sunscreen, if you notice the label, it'll say Sun Protective Factor, SPF, and that is the level of protection that you have. So the lower the SPF, the more you'll need to reapply, and the less protection you have. The higher the SPF, you still need to reapply it, but you're covered for a little bit more time. You want to make sure that you are using sunscreen that is still good, it's not expired, because it'll be less effective if it is expired. Tip number 4, avoid tanning beds. It's artificial sunlight, but it still has those UV rays, and it's not good for you. So if you can avoid the tanning beds, better. If you like to tan, again, maybe do it outside with some sunscreen. You'll still get some color, maybe not as quick, but if you can avoid the tanning beds altogether, I would suggest doing that. And tip number 5, last but not least, get your annual skin check. Part of your physical every year is doing that annual skin check. If you're someone that has fair skin and has a lot of little moles or different like skin lesions or something like that, we might send you to have a more thorough exam with a dermatologist. But definitely we check your skin, make sure there's nothing that looks suspicious. At home too, if you can monitor like certain moles, make sure they're not changing in size, color, shape, that would be good, so you can bring it to our attention as well. But most people, we just give them a look over. If it's someone, again, that has a lot of moles, we might send them to dermatology to do a more thorough exam. So now we have the website where you can actually request appointments online. You can still call or come in person and schedule with one of the girls or guys up front.
Those tips are very important because it's very uncomfortable when you have a sunburn. Thank you for joining us today, and you can make your appointment today by calling 630-884-4566. You can also make an appointment on vnahealth.com, and don't forget to follow us on social media. I'm your host, David Miranda, and see you next week.